Hello and welcome to Gemcast here at the Cabinda Refinery in Angola. We are on the ground. The reason we're here is because the Cabinda Refinery has now come online.
Angola has an energy security problem. We took on this huge challenge.
First job was actually to demine the land.
We faced COVID, we faced the Ukrainian war, we faced local logistical challenges, but I never lost faith.
So the challenges are overcome by that drive, ambition.
Tenacity.
The first ever project finance non-recourse transaction in Angola is here. Cabinda.
Is here. Nobody in the Western Hemisphere had built a refinery probably for 34 years.
How does it feel being contrarian with something so big?
Being contrarian depends from what point of view you look at it.
This refinery by itself, it's going to save $1.5 billion of importation for the country. Are we being contrarian?
Hello and welcome to Gemcast here at the Cabinda Refinery in Angola. We are on the ground. I'm wearing safety protection. The two gentlemen next to me are not, but I don't think I need it. So I'm going to take this off. The people who I'm joined by need no introduction. We have Marcus Weyll, who's the CEO of Imbono, who's been on the podcast before. Atanas Bostandjiev, the CEO of Gemcorp, who equally needs no introduction. And today, as I said, we are on the ground. It was, Marcus, your idea to do this podcast here live in Cabinda when we sat down 3 or 4 months ago. So how do you feel now we're here?
Very good, actually. Very nice to have you here on the ground, Tom.
It's pretty hot.
Yes, not that hot.
Okay,
Man.
I can't
It's
cope
very
with this
good.
heat, you know.
The helmet fits you very well.
I like the look. I think I should have had a career as an engineer.
Yes. You're good at your position now.
Yeah, I think
don't push too much.
Don't let me loose.
Yeah.
Those things. That's fair enough. And obviously, hello Atanas, how are we doing? You happy to be here in Cabinda?
Very happy to be here, Tom.
Good.
Amazing.
So the reason we're here is because the Cabinda Refinery has now come online. And so we wanted to sit down and discuss the story of how we got here. You know, and we've been doing a tour today. We've been talking about it. You know, it's super inspirational to hear about how this amazing structure behind me, you know, just 6 years ago was a pile of dirt filled with landmines. So we're going to go from that to a fully functioning refinery that's solving energy security issues for Angola. So look, Atanas, let's start with you because you were here right at the beginning. Tell me the original vision. What was the problem that Cabinda was trying to solve? Why did the Angolan government, Sonangol, come to us to try and solve this problem?
Cabinda Refinery started not 6 years ago. It started actually from the very first moment we opened our business here in Angola, which was 2014, so almost 12 years ago. And Cabinda Refinery is a product of the original vision that we had as a company, which we still have as Gemcorp, to invest, to become a critical investor, impactful investor, a transformational investor and an operator in emerging markets, starting from Angola, Africa, and the broader emerging markets, which ultimately helped us build a conviction, our investing experience, our presence on the ground, our people on the ground here, helped us better understand the reality, which you normally don't get to realize when you are outside of the country. And us having that granular information, that understanding of the reality, then led us to understand that Angola has a energy security problem. You have the second largest crude oil producer on the African continent that is still operating and servicing its oil product needs in the country with one refinery only that barely meets 2-3-5% of its needs. And ultimately that understanding of that problem led us to conceive this beautiful project back in 2019 when our partner Sonangol asked us to come up with a technical financial solution to help realize Cabinda Refinery in the most strategic energy province of the country. As you know, Cabinda hosts the majority of the oil production in Angola. Cabinda needs industrial investment, it needs foreign investment. And we were very fortunate and opportunistic to be asked by the government of Angola, to be asked by Sonangol to really help them with this technical and financial solution. And that's how we started. In 2019, we took on this huge challenge, almost unprecedented, for someone to build industrial plant like this. And I'm very happy and very proud that we're sitting here now 5-6 years later with something that we can show for and speak for.
Absolutely. Marcus, let's go to you. Let's think about the early challenges. I talked about the landmines, so maybe that's a good place to start. Articulate to the, by the way, if you're listening to this podcast, you should pause and go to YouTube or the website of Gemcorp and watch it, because you're going to see it. But, give people a sense of what this was when we started here. Those early challenges that we had to overcome. And that's not just the logistical things, but all of the regulation, everything involved here.
It was a bush, actually, when we arrived here the first time. It was all green area, a bush. There is no infrastructure. There is a lot of landmines. So the first job was actually to demine the land, right? And then to prepare the land, and then to organize it. And there was a vision. There was a intention, a shared vision. It was not only Gemcorp vision, but it was also the government of Angola and Sonangol understanding that it's what is necessary to achieve the energy security.
Yeah.
So, and how a region like Cabinda, who is producing oil for the last 70 years, how we could never process the crude of Cabinda in Cabinda. During 50 years of independence that we have last year, Angola haven't built any refinery. So there is a lot of good intention, there is a lot of vision, but there were necessarily complementary coming from the private sector to develop solutions that we can that we can see here now built on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So on the beginning was very crude area with in a region that's remote in Angola,
Yeah.
right? You can go see on the Google Maps where is Cabinda,
Yeah.
and you will see that it's remote and far away from Luanda.
And it's an enclave.
It's
right?
an enclave. So and even to ship here, we were talking today, even to ship the tanks and the CDUs, what you can see there on the back, we needed to bring from Port Noir. The port here was not good. You cannot bring from roads from Angola. It's not connected. It's you have like Congo in between, right? So it's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the great thing that we have is the engagement of our team. Engagement of our team since the beginning. It's a vision that was coming from the group, from the corporate, but was a vision that was embraced by everyone, by everyone in the team. And this is what makes this happen. You see, when we have a proper guidance, a proper vision that's shared with everyone, and everyone is looking to the same direction, look of what we can accomplish, right? And there are a lot of people that participate on that initiative. We have one of them here, Felipe, here with us, right? He's over there. It's really important taking the lead in the process and in the beginning here, but we have also several members of the team that participate that you can see what we've done now when we have a shared vision with everyone going in the same direction.
So the challenges are overcome by that, the drive, the ambition, the vision. Tenacity. I mean, was there a moment when you thought, we can't do this? This isn't happening, right? This just is too big a crazy thing. Or did you always have the faith?
I absolutely always had the faith that whatever challenges that we faced, and we faced a lot. We faced COVID, we faced the Ukrainian war, we faced local logistical challenges, but I never lost faith.
Yeah.
And for me, as Marcus said, I didn't lose that because I knew we had very good team around us
Yeah.
to work on it, and whatever challenge that we faced, we found a solution.
Yeah.
And I would like also to mention our partner Sonangol here and the government of Angola. It was critical, and it's again one of those testaments that many people believe that projects like of this magnitude are impossible to build in Africa. But I think we're showing that if you have parties with aligned interests, i.e. like the government of Angola, like Sonangol, and us as a private investor to develop something, all kinds of issues that we face were solved.
Okay. Marcus, when I asked that question, you had a wry smile on your face.
I
Was
never-
there a moment when Atanas has deep belief, so we know that. Was there a moment when you cracked?
I had no other choice at all.
Was there a moment you cracked and thought, oh gosh, what have we got ourselves into?
No, we never crash, right? We had, as Atanas mentioned, we have an amazing team.
Yeah.
We have the perfect partners, right? And we have a common vision and objective with all of us. Yes, we have a lot of challenge,
Yeah.
right? Not only COVID, not only Ukraine and all the crash and disruption on the supply chain in worldwide,
Yeah.
but we also have the challenge of building a refinery in a place that was never built in the past 50 years.
Yes.
Right. So also have the challenge of the fossil fuel ESG from the banks that was looking at the moment that maybe this is not a good thing to do with our investment. So we have a lot of challenge. But with the team that we have and with the events that was happening on the ground, we saw that the challenge that we had, it was possible to overcome. Right? And we also have the timing challenge that we need to make it happen. Right?
Yep.
So it's challenge we never doubted. It's a funny question because I was in London maybe a month and a half ago, and someone asked me, is Cabinda really happening? What's going there now? And what if we have a problem with the pump X, Y, and Z? Say, guys, we have 700 people sitting on the ground in Angola working. We have 200 people working in Cabinda.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that our team is possible to handle if a pump fail. Right?
Yes.
This is not the problem. Actually, we saw it. You saw it. You saw it on the ground. Challenge we have every day. You saw the challenge that we have today, right? So you saw the challenge that we have today, but it's working, right? So you see there, you can see the flare.
Yeah.
So it's working. It's processing. So people cannot believe it, but it's there. Some of them still don't believe it.
Until they come
here.
Well, they come watch the
well,
podcast now.
actually, anyone that you don't believe, you can come.
Right.
You
This
can
is
come.
real.
We
we bring Cabinda to our viewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
There's no AI involved in
Yes.
this. It's all real. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about financing. I want to ask a question about that. So can you sort of give us an insight of the role that private credit played in terms of the flexibility of the asset class, its ability to fund projects like this, but also maybe any of the challenges that you had with the funders? I know, for example, you talked about Western banks. All the funders are from Africa. I think that's a really interesting point. So, Atanas, can you sort of dive into that a little bit?
Absolutely. Look, obviously, the technical, the geographical challenge was one part of the equation, and our ability to understand the complexity that we were dealing with helped us find the right solution.
Yeah.
But the other big part of the problem was obviously funding, right? And usually, as we say to many people, when you construct a project like this, normally it takes 6-7 years to build, and probably the first 3-4 years is all the project is on paper.
Yep.
You have pre-feasibility study, feasibility study, FEED, engineering, and only then you have financial close.
Yeah.
Which could take anywhere between 2, 3, 4 years or longer within the project. We didn't have this time. We had commitments that we made to the government of Angola. That we're gonna find a way to deliver the project on time, which meant that actually we had to take the initial financial risk ourselves. So we
Yeah.
started to commit and put our own equity from the firm towards the project
Yeah.
to substantially start de-risking the project as we were building.
Mm.
Obviously taking huge risk
Yeah.
on ourselves.
Yeah.
And then having done that, then we started approaching the traditional project finance counterparts, and to our greatest disappointment or regret, we saw that Western banks,
Yeah.
American, European, they didn't want to touch the project for a number of reasons. Hydrocarbons restrictions, even though the equipment that you see here came all from the United States.
Yeah.
The project had a strategic importance for the government of Angola: import substitution, hard currency preservation, job creation,
Yeah.
energy security, and yet Western funders had a blind eye and blind ear to that.
Yeah.
And we're extremely grateful and proud to have found African banks, our partners, AFC, African Finance Corporation, and Afrixim, Badea, TDB, IDC,
Yeah.
BFA, a local bank here in Angola, to actually work with us,
Mm.
understanding the criticality and the importance of this project on the continent,
Mm.
in Angola, and literally working with us to find a solution. And finally, we created the first ever project finance non-recourse transaction in Angola.
The first ever project finance non-recourse transaction in Angola is here.
is here,
Cabinda.
is here. And that's, again, due to the ingenuity, the perseverance, the creativity of the Gemcorp team and our partners from the banking syndicate.
Wow.
And I think it sounds obviously much easier than it looks, but it was very, very, very difficult and tenuous process. And I really hope that now this serves as a platform, as a blueprint
Yeah.
for other banks, other financial players to come in and join the path that we have started to go, because this country needs a lot of investment like this in energy infrastructure.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes. You talked about partners, and Marcus, you spent a lot of time on the ground, lived here in Angola for many years as well. Tell us about the relationship that we have with the partners to deliver. That's not just the funders that we talked about, but it's governments on Angola. Atanas touched on it. How did that relationship evolve over time? What made it work? Was there ever a moment when there might have been a little bit of strain, maybe? Just give us an insight into that.
It's a partnership. It's based on trust, right?
Yeah.
So trust you build with first being humble, right? And the first thing, you need to be humble and understand what are the value of each one in the partnership, right? So everyone adds value in the partnership. So the first thing is we need to understand our partners, right?
Yeah.
We need to understand what are their objectives and what are their constraints and what are their strengths and what are their challenge. And we know this country, and I've been living here for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
And we know the strengths and we know what they can actually deliver. But when you are humble and you show your value, you recognize this value, then this relation it's open in a trust basis.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage.
Yeah.
So, and when you have a trust relation, you have a transparent relation. So you can put the situations to overcome the challenge. Regardless of the tension, regardless of the moment, you need to get away from this tension situation and work in a solution.
Okay.
You need to work with your partnership to work in a solution. And the good solution is the one that's win-win for both sides. And there is win-win for both sides, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot get just a win from your side. You need to understand the other side. And when everyone believes that this is the great solution, and you're doing what is right for the project, what's right for the strategy, you cannot forget that the strategy was how to overcome and how to add value for the energy security for the country. And need to be investor, a bankable project,
Yep.
attracted to investor, but also considering the the necessity of the managing the energy security. If you put all of this in the equation, everyone understand each other, you're going to work with a solution. Everybody will work. So, but you need a trust relation, you need transparent, and you need to listen.
Yeah.
Normally listen more than speak, right?
Tough for me.
Yes, yeah. But actually, then you overcome, and then it's easy.
Sure.
Then it's actually easy. When you put your feet on the other side shoes,
Yeah.
it's you understand, and then you overcome the situation. And then when the decision is made, just implement it, just execute it. Don't keep going back on opining. This should be done different, etc. Just move. And then if you need to adapt, you adapt. But this is the way that partnership is built, right? Not being discussions, and whatever. You need to sit everyone in the table, just fix it and move. And we did it. And actually, what you see here, actually, Tom, is just 50% of the capex. There's another 50% that's going on that direction there. It's another 23 kilometers, 12 kilometers onshore, 12 kilometers offshore of pipelines, pump stations, things that you don't see. And it's challenge. So what you're seeing here is just 50% of the capex. And it's already it's already big, huh?
It's pretty big.
Yes.
Pretty big. So now feels like a pretty opportune time to be starting an oil refinery, right? You know, given everything that's going on in the world. But my sense was it wasn't an easy decision to make when you signed an MOU for the project and when you started working on it, you know, in 2018, 2019. So talk me through that decision then, right? Because I'm thinking of the context in that world was a lot more sustainability, everybody net zero. You talked about Western banks not wanting to fund. I mean, you got a lot of doors slammed in your face. You're doing something contrarian. And I know that's part of our DNA and we spoke about it here, but how does it feel being contrarian with something so big?
Tom, being contrarian depends from what point of view you look at it. So if you look at it from the prism of the Western status quo,
yeah,
yes, it was contrarian to build a refinery because nobody in the Western Hemisphere had built a refinery probably for 34 years.
Yeah.
I mean, name me one refinery that was built in the last 20 years in Europe or in the United States. But being on the ground here and understanding the needs of this country, the fact that actually this country produces crude oil, all of its crude oil goes to China, and this country imports all of its refined products from Europe or elsewhere.
Yeah.
It is an obvious decision, obvious investment decision to make.
Yeah.
Is actually to build a refinery to meet the local demand.
Sure.
So actually, when we look at it from this perspective, it was very obvious for us.
Yeah.
But contrarian and impossible, improbable, difficult for everybody else. But that goes back to our whole reason to exist as Gemcorp, is we look for opportunities like this which look impossible or super risky for other investors. But when we are here on the ground and we understand the true reality, we see that actually the risk is not there.
Yeah.
Or the risk is much better manageable or measured
Yeah.
relative to what the perception is. And that's what really differentiates us from other asset managers, and that's why we deliver consistently for our investors, our shareholders, over those years.
And just to add to that, I think it's a completely blind view on suitcase business, right? So you sit on your desk and try to understand what is happening in Africa. This refinery by itself, it's going to save $1.5 billion of importation for the country. Are we being contrarian? This refinery by itself generate 3.3 thousand employees during constructions. It's generating another 1,000 employees with the construction. It's going to bring second phase. So actually contrarian is not to see the reality of the emerging market, especially Africa. This is contrarian. This is...
it's almost blind.
It's blind. So this is... It's so for us, was never contrarian.
Complete common sense.
Yes.
Complete common sense. So, and energy transition, we have 400 million people in Africa that doesn't have energy.
Yeah.
So how we're going to make energy transition if we don't first deliver energy. These guys need to overcome the situation. So for us, it was not contrary.
Okay. So you talked about some of the impact, what this means for Angola, Cabinda. So Marcus, tell me about the local impact here in Cabinda of the refinery from a social perspective, actually. And it's easy to talk about the environmental part, but what about the social perspective, the jobs created, the impact, on Cabinda as a place, on the population here, and what we've done to make this work for the community that we operate in? Because I think one of the things that's important is that it's, you're not just perceived to be just dropping something and fly in, fly out. It has to be integrated into the community, the society that it's in. So give me some insight to that.
It's one fundamental pillar of our investment strategy, the integration and with the community, right? So the boots on the ground, and not only be perceived, but act as a global company with local presence and local business.
Yeah.
To do that, you need to engage with people, not only our teams, but also and especially the communities. We came here to stay. We're not investors with an exit strategy. It's on equity investments, a permanent equity investment. So we came here to stay. We are here for the past 12 years. Our strategy was always how we're going to bring the team, to not only to embrace, but to consider the Cabinda, the project, as their own project. Right?
Yeah.
So we always started engaging the community since the beginning. And I don't know if you're going to have the opportunity to walk through Cabinda, the city. I think
we will do. Yeah.
You will see how the population here loves the project Cabinda.
Yeah.
The Cabinda, we are here during construction for the past 5 years. We have big projects, big oil producers. We are here for the 70 years.
Yeah.
And I can assure you that the population loves much more Cabinda Refinery, knows much more about Cabinda Refinery than the others international oil companies that are here.
Yeah.
We brought water for communities. We brought training for communities.
Yeah.
And since the beginning was our intention to, even from day zero, to start with the majority of our operators from national. So we have people here working in the Cabinda Refinery that was part of a social educational program of Gemcorp that we sponsor the university studies in Bulgaria. Then they come back to Angola, and some of them are here working in Cabinda Refinery.
Yeah.
So we started that years ago. So the engagement with the community is not only the project, years ago with this project.
Yeah.
Then we have training program that we did a year before of our commissioning. We start training the operators. So we have 90 operators that was trained, and we have the majority of our team from national. So this is not only a speech, this is actually a behave, this is actually a value. And you will see walking in the communities how embrace the project is from the community. They do understand that this is their project. They embrace as their project. And this is the biggest achievements that we can have. This is the biggest promotion that we can have. Our partners are happy. Our clients are happy. The government is happy. The banks are happy. The communities are happy. The investors are happy. So everyone is happy.
Is Marcus happy?
Oh, I'm always happy.
Good.
So
That's important.
and the Atanas, I say, I hope so.
Atanas is happy. Atanas, how does it make you feel when you see this? As I said at the start, from nothing to this huge project, the jobs created, the impact on the local community. How does it make you feel?
Very proud, though. I mean, it's really, really impressive, and it's my kind of hair stands up, right? It's really humbling, and I'm very proud because literally to convert this project from a landmine field, or from a bush, as Marcus said, to a working enterprise which is impacting thousands of people here in the local community. It's just impressive, and I'm really proud what we have achieved as a company, of our people, Gemcorp, and our partners, our shareholders, our investors, and everybody that has supported us and believed in us. And this pride actually makes me happy, and looking forward, it gives me the confidence that actually we can do more.
Okay.
And I see this as a stepping stone, that now we see, we understand what we can do, and ready to take the next challenge.
And you've had a pretty impressive career to date. Where does this rank in your achievements?
I think as high as it could get.
Number one.
Number one.
You have to say that. 'cause
Until we have another one.
Until we
Okay, fine.
No, look, it is incredible. The magnitude of the work, complexity, the people involved, the teamwork.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
It's something else.
It's
yeah.
really impressive, and I think that's how we all look at it. The whole Gemcorp team. I think
Yeah,
it's a big achievement, and we should all be proud of.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm in awe of your bloody-mindedness, ability, and tenacity to pull it off. I have to
And
say.
how is your feeling here in the ground, man? How is your feeling
You're not supposed to
walking
ask
the
me the
front?
questions,
No,
Marcus.
but I just it's good to people to know also your.
This, for me, get the reversed on me. Look, I think the thing that is really inspirational for me is I've spent 15, 20 years working in asset management, and it's always very nebulous. You never get to look and touch and feel and see what the money that you invest goes into. In equities or bonds, it doesn't feel real. When there's something that is taken from start to finish, executed, delivering, creating jobs, impact, that's super tangible, that's kind of inspirational, to be honest with you. And I think it's it's testament to your work that you've both done, and the whole team, frankly, to pull it off. But that really makes me think, wow, that's something amazing achieved. That's how I feel about it. But anyway,
Good.
look,
Good.
we go.
We're aligned.
So we look forward. What comes next here at Cabinda? So what are the plans? What are you guys cooking up as the kind of the next things, the projects, the developments here? Where do we go next?
Here in Cabinda or elsewhere?
Let's start with it. Let's go here in Cabinda because we're here, filming.
We have phase 2, huh?
Okay.
That we already not cooking. We already made the decision, right? So
Yeah.
we already investing on phase 2.
Okay.
Right. $8 million invested in phase 2.
To get us started.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna launch this year. The feed we're gonna conclude, and then we have
Yeah.
the EPC. So everything progressing. There are other things on the pipeline here for Cabinda. Brownfield projects, upstream projects.
Yep.
Other sectors also
Okay.
that we have on the pipeline. But for Cabinda, we have something that we will now get more integrated in another kind of challenge for that we have in Cabinda: water, energy,
Okay.
infrastructure, all our platforms to put
Yep.
together. Well, of course, we had a focus in here, but as we said, we came to stay.
Yep.
We don't plan we don't have any plan to exit or to leave. And this being our house, we're gonna put all our platform available so we can contribute and add value whatever the client understand and the investor understand that we can add. So we do have lots of things in pipelines in all our verticals to Cabinda. Here, Cabinda, it's a very state of the country.
Yep.
Potential of many areas. So we do have a lot of things in mind to Cabinda.
Atanas, we'll come to you for the last question. If you were starting the project again from scratch, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yes, I would ask Marcus first.
Hired this guy 2 years earlier, right? Okay,
Yes.
fine. That's a good moment to finish, I think. There we are.
Thank you very much.
So look, folks, thank you so much for joining us for this special edition Gemcast from on the ground here in Cabinda. Thank you very much, Marcus.
Thank you, Tom, for being
Thank you,
here.
Tom.
Thank you, Atanas, for joining me. As always, if you want to learn more about Gemcorp Capital, visit www.gemcorpcapital.com. Or if you want to learn more about Imbono, visit www.imbono.com. Thank you for listening.